Hey, welcome my YouTube friends, and I am so excited to share. I have a different way of creating a journal signature. So welcome. I'm Vanessa with Scrapping It Up, and I've been messing around with junk journals and stuff. You guys all know that I'm mainly a mini album maker, but I've been dabbling in this junk journal stuff. So I come up with this, and I want to show you how to do one of these. Okay, so I use a sketch paper for my cover, and these are my coffee dyed papers that I make. um, I just do it out in my husband's garage, and I each piece is done individually, and then I take them outside in the sun and dry, and they just each one just is just a little, just a little bit different. So yummy. But anyway, I use a sketch pad to create this. And then you have this. And then you have this. Then this flips out. And then you have a pocket on the back side, just a little tuck space. Then a flip. Then this opens up and you have this flip and that flip. And I can't wait to decorate this. And then you have a pocket here. Then that flips. And you have a pocket here and a pocket here. This is the middle. And then you have a pocket here. Then that opens. Then you have a flip and a flip there. Yeah, we could do all kinds of things. Belly bands, vellum, pockets. And then, of course, you have a little tuck spot here. And then that flips. And then you have that feature again here. And that flips. So I'm going to teach you how to make this. And it doesn't take too long. All right. So your first sheet of paper. Let's see, which one do I want to use? We'll just pick from the, or just roll with this. Okay, the first sheet you fold in half. And I do use 24-pound copy paper. Okay. So that is page 1. And I think I'm going to mark, just in case I get them. Okay, so there's page 1. Okay, so page 2, again, is folded in half. Okay, and then it takes 2 more sheets, and I think altogether it takes 11 sheets to make the one signature. It has 8 pages in it. Okay, so now on this sheet, on the 11-inch side, you're going to score at 1.5. Okay, 1.5. You're going to do this to 2 sheets. Okay, 1.5. All right, so I'm just going to fold on that. I'm going to line her up. If you have to make kind of a new score line, so be it. And I'm folding towards the bumpy side. Okay. All right, so now this is going to attach, and we got to get another score line. Just a second, I'm checking to see where that other score line is at. All right, so 4 3/4. Okay, so grab those 2 sheets we just scored on. And then I'm going to score at 4 3/4. Okay. Have your flap on the other side, and 4 3/4. Okay. And it's going to glue to the inside. Okay, so it's going to glue to the inside. Here's our full sheet of page 2. This is going to glue to the inside. So this piece here is going to fold back this way. Okay. And if you need to line it up, make a new score line, so be it. Okay, so now we have that. Let's do the same thing to the other one. It's going to fold, so it's going to attach, and it's going to fold back this way. Okay. All right, so now we have these here that we need to glue, okay? So I'm going to just push it right up against it, okay? And I'm going to get my glue. And I'm going to glue just the ends. Because you don't need to glue the end, or the long side, because it's going to stop anyway. So I'm going to push this right up against it. Make sure I'm lined up. All right, so that one's glued. So now we have a little tuck spot. So if this one here is sticking over, you can just trim it off, and which mine is. So let's go ahead and glue this one. Okay. So I'm just going to glue the bottom here. And glue this one. This is just a fun, different way of, creating a journal signature. And I'm really thinking about doing a journal folio that we can put, the signature into and be a folio. And we can decorate this all together and create the folio. So now you have 2 tuck spots, and now you have a flip out and a flip out. And I don't know, maybe we should glue. I think I did in my other one. It kind of holds it down. Let's just run a bead of glue. There. It just kind of holds that down just a little bit more. I do have a little bit sticking over. I'm going to go ahead, well, should we go ahead and trim that off? Probably. And I'm just going to use my scissors. I was going to use my knife, but probably should have used my knife. That's all right. And this side sticks out just a little bit. All right. So that is page 2. Okay, and it goes right in here. You want your flap. You want your flip out. Oh, we could have just glued right here. I didn't even think about that. Okay. And then that's the inside with the 2 tuck pockets. Okay. So there's page 2. All right. Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh, there it is. I was like, uh-oh, what did I do with my pen? Okay. Page 3 is just a full sheet folded in half. So again, just fold it in half. And I always use my bone folder because it gives more of a crisp edge. So that is page 3. All right. Now page 4. You're gonna need your scoreboard, and we're gonna score at 2 1/4. Okay. Oops. 2 1/4. And 7. 2 1/4 and 7. Okay. 2 1/4 and 7. Okay, so now we're going to fold. Your flap is going to be underneath. So I'm going to fold it. If you have to make a new score line, so be it. Okay, so your flap, your 2 1/4 inch flap is underneath. This is your halfway point. Okay, so I'm going to fold on it. Okay, so your big flap is your front, like this. Okay, your bigger flap is your front. The 2 1/4 is on the back side. So this is page 4. All right, so this goes right in here. Open up 3, insert page 4. Okay, page 5. Grab your scoreboard again, and we're going to score at 1 1/2 and 6 1/2. Okay, so 1 1/2. And 6 1/2. All right. So I'm going to fold on my 1 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to fold this way. All right, so again, that flap, the 1.5 inches is on the back side. This flap is on the front side, okay? So this is page 5. Okay, so open this up. Here's page 4, page 5, okay? Now, page 6. Again, we're going to, whoops, that was loud. We're going to score at 1.5 inches again. Oops. Inch and a half and 6 1/4. 6 1/4. Okay, 1.5 inches and 6 1/4. Yeah, you'll have to let me know down below what you think about this. Just something a little different. Just a little different. Okay. And then I'm going to, that one folded like this, and I think this one goes this way. All right. So like that. So this is page 6. So let's open up. Okay. Here's our page 4, 5. Now this is going to live right here. And then this is a flap that goes over page 4 and page 5. Okay. So that flap goes over that. Okay. So that is page 6. Well, we'll put that right there. Page 6. All right. Page 7 is just a full sheet folded in half. Okay. So this is page 7. And I do have 2 different styles of these. Okay, that is page 7. But today I'm just showing you this one. In another class, I'll show you how to do the other one. And then I really think we're going to do a folio junk journal series. Okay, that was page 7. Now page 8 is a little bit, I'll try and go through it just a little bit slower. It's a little bit more intense. Okay. All right. Let me get a piece that is just a little bit straighter. It doesn't have a bunch of crinkles in it. Let's use that one. That one's got quite a bit of a crinkle. That might affect how this turns out. All right. So on the 11-inch side, you're going to score at 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Then we're scoring at 3. 5.5. 8. And 9.5. Okay, so you scored at 1.5, 3, 5.5, 8, and 9.5. And we're going to fold this like a W. Okay. All right, so this very first score line, the 1.5 inches, is going to be folded back. Okay. Now what you're going to do, let's see. This is the middle. I got to think how to do this. Okay. So those are folded back. All right. I'm folding it like a W. I gotta think how this is done. I thought I had that. Okay. So here's our middle. The 5.5 is our middle. And then that, then that. That one is completely glued down. Sorry about this. I should have had. All right. So I'll go over it with you again. So it's folded like a W. Okay. So you have your halfway point. Then this one at the 3 and 8. You fold that in. Okay. And then what you do is grab you a, and I do my notebook style paper. I just, just a notebook, and I took it out of the spiral. And then what you're going to do is we're going to attach this right here to form a pocket. Okay. So it'll be just like this. All right. So that's your middle. Now this piece right here, we're gluing this all the way down. Okay. Here's your 5, here's your 3, and your 1.5. This middle one is being completely glued down. Okay. Let's move that out of the way just for a second. Okay, so here's your piece. Okay, there's your 5.5. So this piece and this piece is being glued down. Okay, you're gluing it down. Okay, so let's do this. I told you this last one was a little bit more intense. Okay, so I'm gluing that down. Okay, we're going to do the same thing to this other side. Gluing it down. Okay. So just push it in, glue it down. So now you have this. Okay. And this is going to be the middle right here. Okay, that's the very middle. So now you should have this. So now what you're going to do is this piece right here is going to be glued right here. And you're only gluing, you can just glue your two sides. We're just gluing this paper in here for a pocket. Okay, and then it becomes a pocket on the back side as well. Okay. And you want to make, and if this ain't straight, put it on your deal and, make it straight. You don't want that crooked. So mine is just a little bit crooked, so I'm going to hold this all here. And I'm going to glue the edge. Then I'm just going to run a bead. Okay. Okay. So now let's get our other one in. So I'm just flipping it around so I can use that one as a guide. Okay, pretty straight. So again, I'm going to glue the very top. And then I'm just going to run a bead of glue. And close that. So that's not an opening. That just created a place so we could attach that. Yeah, make sure that doesn't get glued down. All right. So this is page 8. And we just have 8 pages. And the other one that I have is just 8 pages, but full of flips and flaps and pockets. So you'll have to let me know what you think. Okay, let's put this in here. Oops. That's page 7, page 8. And your pocket is, here. The center is this piece right here. Oh, and we got to glue. I forgot. So let me set that aside. We got to glue. If you want a pocket here, we need to glue those as well. Yeah. I mean, I suppose you wouldn't have to if you don't want a pocket on the back side. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to glue this here. Then glue this here. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just gluing here. because this creates the pocket on the back side. Now, how cute is that? Where's my page 8? There it is. Okay. So this was, oops, that's mine. We need the one that we've done. Okay. So then this part here is the middle. Okay. The pocket is on the front side. Uh-oh. I done something wrong. Oh well, we'll just cut those off. Or maybe I did. I bet I cut them in the other one. I bet I did. Well, yeah, I did. I cut the inside. All right. So I'm just going to kind of mark it. Maybe I better do that with my trimmer. I could see me getting that crooked. All right. So that's our middle. So let's put this all together. Now I do use my sketchbook, so I'll cut this down to 8.5. And I believe this is 12. And then I'm going to score it. That's 6 inches. All right. Then that will live inside there. Okay. So let's flip through it. Here's page 1. Here's page 2. It flips out again, or you can do it like that. Okay. So that's page 2. Here's page 3 with just a full sheet. You have a tuck spot on the back side. Page 4 has a little flap that opens up, and you have a flip and a flip. So that can be fun, creating a closure for that. And then this page. And then we have a pocket here that flips. You have a pocket here, pocket here. This is your very center of your signature. You have a pocket here. Then a flip. This flip here, I'm going to make it go this way. And this is on page 6. So put it on the front. Okay. That way, again, it creates a little, a flip, and then you can create a closure on that. And then that flips. You have a flip out, and a flip, and you have a tuck pocket. And then again, you have your, that comes out. And then that. Fabulous, fabulous. Now, you can either sew this, you can put string around it, ribbon around it, and tie it if you don't want to do the, the sewing aspect of it. But I think we're going to create a folio album that will contain one of these signatures, or maybe even both of these signatures. I'm going to teach you another one how to make. That's full of flips and flaps as well. And then we'll have a folio, like this will be one side, and then the other side will be a folio. All right. So I think I'm going to do that, and we'll decorate this, and I'll show you, different techniques that I do. Yeah. All right. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.